Hey youth! Yes youth! It's time to speak up! Have you got passion?
Yeah.
Do you want to add your voice to decision making?
Yeah.
Then it's time to speak up. We invite you to add your voice to your future. Youth Speak Up TT is an opportunity to build skills in advocacy, gain knowledge on issues, and make greater impact on decisions that affect you.
Are you 16 to 29 years of age?
Do you currently reside in Trinidad and Tobago? Are you willing to speak up for yourself and other youth? Then don't be left out. It's time to raise your voice on the things that matter. Look up Youth Speak Up TT on Facebook for more information, or send an email to youthspeakuptt@gmail.com. Join the movement. Add your voice. It's time to speak up. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the official launch of Youth Speak Up. My name is Hans Devines, and I'm honored to be your host this afternoon for this very important and exciting event brought to you by the University of the West Indies St. Augustine campus. I'd like to take the opportunity at this time to acknowledge and welcome to this live broadcast all of our government and university officials that are logged in, our representatives from the European Union, co-applicants of the Youth Speak Up project, representatives from both private and national youth organizations, specially invited guests, members of the media, and of course, you, our online viewing audience. Welcome. We're happy to have you in this afternoon's live broadcast. Today, it's all about the youth and the ongoing mission of youth empowerment as we present Youth Speak Up, a new and dynamic training and development program geared at empowering the voice of our nation's youth and increasing their participation in the decision-making process of important issues and affairs that impact their well-being and ability to thrive in society. In other words, we're just giving and making sure that youth of Trinidad and Tobago are empowered and they have the ability to speak up and be heard. So viewers, we already recognize and appreciate the value of this project. So you are encouraged to take this time to invite a friend, a colleague, a youth advocate, a neighbor, anyone that you know who is interested or active in the work of youth development. Let them join in this afternoon's broadcast. Call them, tell them, WhatsApp, Facebook message, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. All right. Now, they, as well as you, are going to learn today about all the ways you can join and be part of the Youth Speak Up movement. Now, as lead coordinator of the Youth Speak Up project, the University of the West Indies, St. Augustine, has an important responsibility in mobilizing all of the key components and resources to ensure that this project achieves its objectives and realizes its fullest potential. Joining our broadcast to bring remarks is Deputy Principal of the University of the West Indies St. Augustine campus, Professor Inda Ramnarayan. Professor Ramnarayan, over to you.
Acting Head of Delegation of the European Union to Trinidad and Tobago, members of the UWI St. Augustine Senior Management Team, other UWI colleagues, Youth Speak Up project partners, project participants, specially invited guests, good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the University of the West Indies St. Augustine campus, I am very pleased to welcome all of you to this afternoon's virtual launch of the Youth Speak Up project. The UWI St. Augustine campus is delighted to lead this project, but we must acknowledge that we are not doing this alone. I must say a heartfelt thank you to the delegation of the European Union in Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you for acknowledging the solid value of Youth Speak Up by providing the financial and human resource support needed to fulfill the project objectives. We are grateful for your continued support of the work of the UWI. To our community partner organizations, Coalition Against Domestic Violence, Jabulous, and the Rotary Club of St. Augustine, thank you so much for agreeing to contribute your expertise, experience, and resources to make this project a success. The University of the West Indies has not only served as the region's leader in research, tertiary education, and public service, but also as an activist university committed to building capacity to create positive change in this region. We are all aware of the wide and varied challenges created by the rapidly evolving physical, social, and economic environments. There's no doubt that in the present and in the future, we need persons who are adequately equipped to successfully navigate our societies and challenges therein. While we cannot precisely predict the future, we can prepare those who will be around to lead in the future. This is why we are choosing to invest in building capacity of our youth, because we understand that the future of Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean lies in their hands. The Youth Speaker project is designed to create a cadre of articulate young people with the skills and capacity for leadership and advocacy. Young people who understand the importance of accountability and respect for all. Young men and young women will accept that personal and professional integrity is critical for a just society. To our youth participants, I urge you to see this project as a collaborative effort. While the project partners are responsible for facilitating the activities, you should also see yourself as equal partners who are responsible for applying the principles and skills learned for the betterment of our society. All of the planned activities, the knowledge and information sessions, training in information and communication technology, leadership and advocacy training, and community engagement projects will help you to find and amplify your voices to advocate effectively for yourselves and for society. I thank you for volunteering to participate. We are also happy to have you on board. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to this virtual launch. I trust that the Youth Speaker project will have a significant impact on all involved, I very much look forward to its outputs and outcomes. Thank you very much. And back to you, Hans.
Thank you very much, Professor Ramnarayan. And to our online viewers just joining in, we say welcome to this afternoon's live broadcast. We are happy to have you here for the Youth Speak Up launch hosted right here on the Facebook page of the University of the West Indies St. Augustine campus. Now, we just heard from Deputy Principal Professor Ramnarayan, who brought much context to this initiative. And as we move along in today's program, we will now hear from another important stakeholder, the European Union, the EU. Social inclusion of young people is considered a vital part of the EU's youth strategy, which through youth programs and policies aims to facilitate the full participation of youth in all areas of society, whilst providing valuable opportunities for education and the job market, among other strategic areas. As the funding partner of Youth Speak Up, the EU plays an important role in the materialization of the project. And joining our live broadcast this afternoon to bring remarks is Acting Head of Delegation at the EU, Mr. Sanyin Soldatich, who I now invite. Over to you. All right. All right, Sanyin. Well, we know the challenges of the time with virtuals. So, Sanyin, we just want you to unmute your mic so we can hear you loud and clear. All right.
Yes, I apologize. Thank you, Hans, and thank you for reminding me to unmute my microphone. So, Professor Indar Ramnarayan, Deputy Principal at the University of West Indies, St. Augustine campus, project participants and beneficiaries, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure to participate in probably the most energetic formal launch of the project I have ever took part at the Youth Speak Up project. This is one of the main activities implemented under the EU thematic budget line with cooperation with the civil society. While the organizers will provide more information on the project, I will use the opportunity to share the EU strategy for youth development and why the EU delegation to Trinidad and Tobago supports this project. The EU Commissioner for International Partnerships considers engagement with youth and youth participation as key dimensions for forging the EU's international partnerships agenda. The mandate is that youth should not only be one of our main target groups for EU actions, but also be an EU policy dialogue partner in their own rights. The ultimate objective being to ensure that voices of young people are heard and taken into account in public life and in the decision-making processes. Future EU support in favor of youth must therefore ensure a mixed approach, combining targeted support for youth and a better consideration of their issues in all other areas of intervention. In responding to the main trends, EU-targeted actions in favor of youth could focus on secondary education, vocational education, and training and skills development, health and participation in public life, and decision-making processes. The Caribbean region has a large youth population. Data available for Trinidad and Tobago indicate that 34% of the population are defined as youth. Sadly, many of these young people are often marginalized and/or disadvantaged. They are the primary victims and perpetrators of crime, and youth unemployment rates are up to double those of adults. Youth are also more likely than their adult counterpart to work in informal employment. The COVID-19 pandemic has further exacerbated these challenges and widened inequalities both among young people and between different age cohorts. This grim situation is fueling social dissatisfaction and weakening youth trust in democratic institutions across the region. However, there is a good news. Young people also possess a transformative potential that can make lasting change happen. Although many young people have distanced themselves from conventional political and electoral systems, they are opting for new ways of participating in political affairs in which technological tools play a key role. As such, this project is a timely intervention. Specifically, the Youth Speak Up project was approved for support since it proposed to increase the voice of youth in society and more so their participation in addressing irregular migration and forced displacement. We recognize that implementation of this project is taking place during uncertain times as a result of the pandemic. I want us to see, however, these times as an opportunity to challenge ourselves to be more creative. After all, I'm sure that young people would appreciate the use of technology and resourceful approaches to attract and retain their interests and participation over the next 2 years. At the end of this project, which we certainly expect to be successful, both the beneficiary organizations and the EU would have learned many lessons and best practices. For example, the groups are going to have to collaborate more efficiently with each other while building their individual capacities and demonstrating more rigor in measuring impact beyond outcomes. The delegation of the European Union, too, is going to have to be more open to valuing different types of arrangements and impact, within the rules, of course. Therefore, this is not simply another project, but it is also an opportunity for all of us stakeholders to create new mechanisms as we work together in our bid to contribute to national development. Let me therefore take this opportunity to extend sincere congratulations to the organizers and to assure you of the delegation's commitment to partnering with all of you to ensure that these goals are achieved. Thank you, and I wish you every success.
Thank you very much, Mr. Soldatich. Now, Youth Speak Up is truly grateful to have the support of the EU, and we look forward to a dynamic project. I love the point that he made about not just for elections, the focus should be on youth and youth voice and youth being able to speak up. Love that point. So viewers, from what we've heard so far, we know that Youth Speak Up is quite a dynamic project and one of much value to our nation's youth. What is particularly outstanding about the program are the key multidisciplinary areas that it covers through the work and contributions of the project's co-applicants. These components are the knowledge and information session, ICT and social media training, leadership and advocacy training, the community engagement project. Let's now meet our co-applicants on the Youth Speak Up project, the Coalition Against Domestic Violence, Jabulous, and the Rotary Club of St. Augustine.
Hello everyone. The Rotary Club of St. Augustine is one of the partners in the Youth Speak Up project. Our support for the project is in keeping with Rotary International vision statement, and I quote, "Together we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities and in ourselves. We embrace the opportunity to make a difference in the lives of a core group of youths who can use the new knowledge to make a difference in their respective communities." Our club's involvement includes financial support for the project and a lead partner in delivering the ICT and social media module of the training program. We are happy to be part of this innovative project and look forward to the success and development of a group of change agents who can create and sustain better communities for all of us.
General Manager of the Coalition Against Domestic Violence. Established in 1988, our mission is to lead a coordinated and effective response to domestic violence in Trinidad and Tobago. We do so in several ways: through the provision of psychosocial support services, advocacy, capacity building and training, and education and outreach. We believe that a multifaceted approach is required to end domestic violence, and prevention is a key factor in this approach. The earlier we can shape minds to appreciate the value of gender equality, the greater the chance to foster respectful and healthier relationships. This is why we are so excited about this Youth Speak Up project. It gives us the opportunity to impact the change process in a meaningful way to a target population that matters: our young people. Our role in this project is to deliver the gender training component for the facilitators and participants. We embrace this significant intervention and look forward to the successful rollout of this project.
So hi everybody, my name is Salon McDonald. I'm the CEO and founder of Jabulous. The word itself means where intellect meets creativity, spawning genius. And that's been the root of how we've operated from 2001 to the present. Special to us is the understanding of harnessing youth culture, youth innovation, youth energies, and giving the opportunity to foster development of that, honing of those skills, and ensuring that, the future is in fantastic hands. The youth of Trinidad and Tobago and the world have always been at the core of what we do. And because of that, we have taken the step of being the facilitators of the learning and information sessions that Youth Speak Up is going to host over a 6-week period. We know that people and topics that we expose this group of brave new leaders to is going to enhance their skills, and it's going to give them more of an understanding of how important it is to have agency and to own your stake in what happens to your nation and your future. And it is with that kind of spirit and that kind of thought that we say, congratulations on being a participant. We look forward to seeing you, and we look forward to seeing the fantastic things that you're going to do after you've experienced these people. Thanks a lot, guys. See you in a bit.
Thank you for staying with us, viewers. We just heard from our very competent team of co-applicants on the Youth Speak Up project, one of whom is now joining us live together with Assistant Program Manager of Youth Speak Up. We welcome Salon McDonald and Raisha Purcell. Salon and Raisha, good afternoon and welcome.
Hi, good afternoon, Hans. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for being a part of the broadcast.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone.
All right, Raisha, I'm going to ask you a question first. As Assistant Program Manager, tell us about your personal connection to this project and the value you think it has for the young people of Trinidad and Tobago.
As Assistant Project Manager, I would say that this has been a phenomenal experience. And it's really amazing when you can work for something that you're passionate about. It becomes second nature. So I'm really honored to be a part of this project to help shape the minds of our young people. And as the head of the EU delegation rightfully said, this is just not another project. This project is diverse, and I believe that it is truly going to create a cultural shift in Trinidad and Tobago. And I say that because it brings together different genders, different ethnicities, persons that reside within different districts within Trinidad and Tobago, all coming together into this one space, this one virtual space where they are going to be trained to speak up and to raise their voices and say, hey, these are my concerns. These are my issues. What are there in place that can assist me, that can assist us, that can assist our communities, and to become the leader and the advocate that they are destined to become?
Indeed, Risha. Salon, today marks the official launch of Youth Speak Up. And we understand that the management team and co-applicants have quite a lot of exciting things lined up for our participants. Can you briefly share what participants can look forward to after today's launch?
So after the launch of this phenomenal, absolutely wonderful initiative, we're looking at a couple of components. We're looking at knowledge and information sessions, where we have people with expertise in various fields, using culture as an advocacy tool, understanding the digital environment. I'm looking at the landscape of youth and whatnot, to ensure that there's enough context for the different things that people are going to have to do. We're going to sharpen the skills and even introduce new skills. We're also going to have training in ICT, because mastery of the digital world is the way that we're going to ensure that, the now and the future have the kind of input from our young people that is necessary. We're also looking at ensuring that we have community projects. We're not just putting people in a classroom. No. You're going to have to touch the world that you're a part of with the skills that you've been given throughout this period. And we're looking at mentoring to ensure that we guide not just the instruction, but keep the engagement with our young people, with our mentors, and with the communities that they serve.
Thank you guys so much. Now, before we close this segment, do you all have any words for our viewers? Risha, we're going to go to you first.
Hi. Yes, I would like to say to all the young people who have already been engaged with Youth Speak Up and those who are still thinking about applying to please do so. I would say that knowledge is a gift. Knowledge is even more valuable when it is used wisely and for the good of all. So I want to encourage every young person to be engaged with Youth Speak Up, to really take advantage of this opportunity and to become that leader, that advocate for your community that you are destined to become.
Thank you very much. Risha, Salon, what do you have to say?
So I was once a youth, and a long time ago. And I was fortunate to be a youth at the period where we had a lot of opportunities afforded to young people. We had a lot of guidance, we had a lot of instruction, and we had, industry experts sharing with us critical skills. So being a part of this now and recreating that kind of environment and saying, listen, welcome young people, it's time to speak up. It's important for you to have agency. It's important for you to take ownership. This is your country. This is your world. And this is an opportunity to ensure that you're imbued with the skills and the guidance to be able to take it forward in the best way that you know how. So welcome. We look forward to having you.
Thank you very much, Sloan and Risha. And you all out there, we see your comments. Inul, Monique, and everyone else that's been commenting and saying they're excited about the initiative, excited to be part of, and excited to support. We see the comments, and you all are seeing them on the screen as well. So viewers, from what we've heard, Youth Speak Up is more than a project. It's a movement. And we are thrilled to already have the support of some outstanding members of the national community, two of whom have taken the time to share some messages with you, our young people, this afternoon. Take a look.
Youth, speak. Because if you don't, who's going to do it for you? Who's going to prison break your voice from the asylum of your mouth, so to not let your words be anchored in your throat, sinking in your stomach, making wasteland of the things left unsaid? Speak, so to not let the things that you care about be devoured by fear. Silence has a way of eating everything alive, knows that even though it is an abstract concept with no actual mass, that it is capable of bodying even the biggest bodies among us, has a way of making us feel small, unseen, unheard, because silence, be bold-faced like that, be bad John like that, is all of the talk and all of the bark if you let it go unchecked, so speak. Because lives are at stake. Because there are people who cannot speak for themselves, who are unable to articulate with words how the world works over time to quiet their existence. Because youth are a force of nature and should not be taken lightly. Speak. Because the opposite can be deadly, damaging, dangerous. Be private zest in the middle of a lockdown, in the sense that even when they tell you you can't, find a way to let your stories be heard. There is a revolution waiting to take shape on your tongue, eager to breathe its first breath, to grow limbs, to walk for the first time, to grow up into being an adult and multiply into every corner of the earth. And it starts with you opening your mouth and speaking loud enough to be heard. Because what will change if you
Hi, I'm Jasmine Vento from Guardian Media, and I want to encourage every young person out there who has ever thought, I wish I could tell an adult what needs to be fixed, what needs to be done so that we could have a bright future in this country, in this region. I'm talking about all you people who are 16 to 29 years old. You have an opportunity now. The adults are standing by. They're ready to listen. So why don't you use Speak Up? That's right. Here's your chance. Go to the UE website, sda.uwi.edu. Click on Youth Speak Up TT and find out how you could be a part of this amazing event that's giving young people a chance to have their say on what the future could look like for all of us and for them and for the young people coming after them. Why don't you take a chance? Take this opportunity. Speak up, young people. Let your voice be heard. The decision makers need to hear from you. Youth Speak Up TT on the UE website, sda.uwi.edu, Youth Speak Up TT. Let them know what your vision is, what your dream is for the future that we all deserve.
Thank you very much, Danica and Jessie May. You all see people are on board. The question for you right now is are you one of the people that is going to be on board for this movement? Are you going to join the movement? Are you going to support the movement? Are you going to be part of Youth Speak Up? Ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the end of this afternoon's live broadcast and program launch of Youth Speak Up, brought to you by the University of the West Indies St. Augustine campus. We are happy that you took the time to join us and trust that you are more educated and inspired to join the Youth Speak Up movement. On behalf of the UE St. Augustine team, I wish to thank all of our speakers, partners, and of course you, our viewing audience, for making this afternoon's exercise and program a true success. We encourage you to follow the Youth Speak Up team on Facebook for updates. And if you have not yet done so, please ensure that you do register for this project. Spread the word, share this live, and invite youth across the nation to get involved and take full advantage of this valuable opportunity. Thank you. Stay safe. I'm Hans Devines. Till next time, telling you, youth, speak up.
We